Hello everyone and welcome to iReadit, bringing you your daily dose of the internet for Monday, February 19th, 2018. I am Michael Schwahn.
And I'm just in time.
Welcome just in time. Please remember everyone, you can help support this show by going to patreon.com/dailyinternet. We do go live Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. Alaska time, and if you would like to send stories to this show, send them to our subreddit, which is our iRedditcast, or send them to us via email, which is feedback.ireddit@gmail.com. So, Mr. Just in Time, how are you today, sir?
I'm feeling kind of sick.
Yeah?
I've slept since like 2 or 3 o'clock.
My significant other, Jennifer, she is also currently sick.
I want to go back to sleep.
Yeah? You going to after we're done here?
No, I'm going to eat some food and then I'm going to go back to sleep.
Right on, right on. Sounds fun. How has your weekend been? Have you enjoyed your 3-day weekend outside of apparently being sick for part of it?
That's pretty good. I went to Tom's birthday. That was fun.
Yeah?
Played a bunch of Monster Hunter.
Cool.
I killed a nerd gigante.
Is that good?
It's a really, really tough fight.
Cool. But you got there?
Mm-hmm. I got distance, but I'm real damn tired.
Yeah?
I took some medicine because I wasn't feeling very well.
Was it the make you dead medicine?
Yeah, and didn't realize that again. I should really start reading bottles more.
Or just drink all the bottles and pray.
Yeah, and then I'll just pass out, and then I'll just get, like 40 calls from you. Hey, where are you? Hey, where are you? Hey, where are you?
No, after about like the third one, that's when I messaged Draven.
Draven's not even home right now. He went to go get groceries.
Message Matt?
Yeah, that might be able to do it.
It might work, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
downstairs.
if you're super sleepy, you want to go ahead and jump into some news and get through this?
Yeah, just get through it.
Yeah, get through it.
5.
We're witnessing the fastest decline in Arctic sea ice in at least 1,500 years.
It's submitted by Mamanga to Our World News.
Mamanga.
It's a nimble Mamanga.
So don't worry, Nathan. Climate change is not real by any stretch, even though the amount of sea ice has completely just fallen through the floor in the last 20 years.
Climate change doesn't exist.
I'm sorry?
Climate change doesn't exist.
No, it's all a hoax created by the Chinese government, right?
Yeah, you're perpetrating it right now.
Exactly. That said, there is a lot of evidence that suggests that climate change does exist, mostly due to global warming, and
but it doesn't.
One of the most significant factors of that is that the polar ice caps are melting.
Well, I mean, it doesn't exist, so we don't really have to worry about it.
The polar ice caps don't exist?
I mean, all of it. It's all fake.
All of this is fake, Nathan? None of this is real?
No, none of it.
No?
No.
No?
Because there's no such thing as global warming, and this can't possibly be happening because, there's no such thing as global warming.
Sure. Well, one thing that we can say, though, because, you can stick a thermometer in it, the Arctic sea surface temperature has been 7.2 degrees Fahrenheit warmer than the average of the 20 years before 2010.
No one likes taking cold showers, so, that's perfectly fine.
Do you shower in the Arctic Ocean often?
Yeah, actually. We're fairly close to it.
Yeah? Just go dive in?
Yeah, every now and then. I go over there, hang out, dive in.
Skinny dip for a bit?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Does that work well for you?
It's pretty good. The narwhals tend to be real cool with it, so,
That nice frozen numbing feel just allows you to feel like death is one step closer?
Well, it is.
When it's only, 40 seconds away?
Yeah, you get this, tingly feeling, and you're just like, ooh, ooh, and they start getting real warm, and then you get out. Or you don't. Either or.
You've always gotten out, though. How come? That way you could experience it again?
No, it's always because there's somebody else there.
Oh, and they drag you out?
Yeah.
Shame.
Damn shame.
4.
People with more wealth tend to report being happier with life, according to a new psychological study.
This is submitted by Mavia to Our Science.
Nathan.
Go figure, right? No,
yeah, right? I know. It's amazing that money in a lot of ways can buy happiness.
Money does buy happiness, and anyone who tells you otherwise is just trying to keep you poor for a reason.
Yep. Now, they have found, that money doesn't buy satisfaction or fulfill in life, but it can buy you a substantial amount of enjoyment and happiness and make you feel happier with your life as a whole. They conducted a survey of several millionaires across multiple countries and found them that it's not even about just having a lot of money. Having more money than a lot of money will make you happier. They compared how happy someone that had $2 million to somebody that had like $8 million, and the $8 million person was significantly happier than the $2 million person. One interesting thing about the entire study, though, is that they did find that people that earned their wealth, their millions of dollars, compared to inheriting it or anything like that, had a substantially higher amount of happiness and satisfaction in their life.
Oh, man. I missed a really good pun.
Did you?
Yeah. Rewind. We're talking about swimming in the Arctic with the narwhals, right?
Yeah.
I could have said that it's pretty gnar.
That's pretty terrible.
And then they could be narwhals, spelled G-N-A-R.
No.
Yeah, they'd be shredding everywhere. That'd be sick.
Stop. So, but basically what they have found is that because when you have a shitload of money, you don't have to worry about as many things as when you're poor and broke. You can eat whatever you want, whenever you want, go wherever you want, within reason, whenever you want. Like, you don't have the normal stresses of a poor person, which means that overall your life is...
Of an average person.
I'm pretty sure the average person...
They're no longer just poor. There's no middle class anymore.
So the average person is poor, then?
Yes.
So I was still correct.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
By technicality.
So, having money apparently is a really good thing in life. Who would have thought?
I mean, literally everyone.
Yeah, literally everyone. Everybody knows that. Like, the people that are, like, there's people that profit off of trying to tell people that money can't buy happiness. Like, there's life coaches that are like, money won't buy happiness. By the way, I need you to pay me $75 an hour for telling you this.
It's like, no. Just go onto YouTube and put that shit on repeat.
And it still won't work, because you'll still be broke and hungry.
Yeah, I can attest.
Yeah, Nathan, are you broke and hungry?
Yeah.
Don't worry,
I'm
just
real
like
sleepy.
just like a week until we get paid again.
Yeah, and then it's going to rent.
And then in like 2 weeks we'll get paid again.
Yeah, February is the most balls month.
Yeah? Because it's short?
Yeah, it's bullshit.
I mean, your paychecks are closer together.
Yeah, but I just feel like I get shafted.
You always get shafted, Nathan.
Yeah. Yeah.
3,
2 kids dress as tall man unable to gain admission to Black Panther.
It's some bullshit. This was submitted by Florida Kill Brew to Art, not the Onion.
See, the thing is that normally when people do the tall man gag in movies, it's not to, like, 14-year-olds. Like, they were, like, 8 feet tall as a tall man.
Normally, if people are doing the tall man thing, they're like, what, little tiny...
Like 6-year-olds, 8-year-olds. So when they stand on each other's shoulder, they're a normal height.
Hey, 8 feet tall is a normal height.
No, it's not, Nathan.
For basketball players.
No, even then it's not.
They should have totally let these guys in just for trying. If I was working that day, I would have at least bought them their tickets, because, like, that's impressive.
Well, and it wasn't that they weren't going to be able to get in or anything like that. It was purely that they didn't want to pay for 2 tickets.
That's fine. I would have purchased the other ticket for him then, because, like, that's great. That's a great gag. Good on you.
If you do want
one of the oldest jokes in the book.
If you do want to see them committing to the gag, there are full videos and everything of it. They're very serious about it. Like, they tried their damnedest, and like they had to know they weren't fooling anybody, right?
No. What? They're teenagers. They're dumb.
Oh, shame. Absolute shame.
It's perfect though.
But yeah, so if you guys want to click on the link in the show notes, there's a link to the video that they themselves posted of them trying to get into the theater as an 8-foot tall man with a trench coat.
Perfect. It is nothing but perfect.
Yeah. So you're saying that we need to try this sometime?
Yeah.
We just have to
You're
go
the
out there
bottom
and do
part.
something ridiculous, Nathan, and then we can be made viral.
You're the bottom part.
Yeah, well, yeah, duh. I'm 200 pounds, you're 100 pounds. Like,
Hey, I'm 130.
when
An
was...
extra 30 pounds there.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Soaking wet, maybe.
It's right in my ball sack. It's gonna be resting on your chin.
Wait, why on my... How far down does your sack drop?
It's about on my kneecap.
That sounds really uncomfortable, like, just in general. Especially if you're not clothed, where you could, like, tuck it up and stuff. That's just gonna knock between your knees.
I can throw it over my shoulder like a continental soldier.
I hope not.
2,
Florida shooting. Muslim groups raise thousands to help victims and their families.
This is submitted by 11AX to our news.
So, because, it's always good to see the amount of irony that comes from things like this. A Muslim organization in Florida.
What do you mean?
What? What'd you say?
I said, what do you mean?
The fact.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean,
The irony?
Yeah, because,
What irony? There's no irony involved here.
there's no?
No?
Why not?
Because it's not a terrorist act, Michael.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it absolutely is. Yeah. Did you hear the defending statement from the shooter?
He's real sorry.
Yeah, that he's real sorry about what he did. If he gets off with anything less than life in prison, I'm gonna be upset.
I'm real sorry. I did not mean to shoot all those people.
Only I did.
Only I did. All 17 of them.
Well, 3 Islamic groups have rallied under the South Florida Muslim Federation Incorporated banner and launched an online crowdfunding effort. They've already raised $4,000. Their goal is $10,000, and that will be all being given to the local Broward Education Fund, which they believe is the only platform that supports and helps victims and families truly. Because, I mean, there's a lot of charitable organizations out there that keep a very, very large amount of the funds they receive.
Right. So, that's real great. I mean, there's a lot of families that have been affected by this, and I'm real happy to see that something's going towards them.
It amazes me the amount of vitriol that is all over social media right now regarding this. Part of me is very glad that people are still discussing the matter, but I also know that nothing's going to come of their discussions in it either. But the amount of sheer unwillingness on some people's parts to even consider a viable solution.
Or change.
Well, and one of the things that I saw today is that was making because people are like, guns don't kill people, kill people, and it's like, so, and one of the
Kill people.
What?
You said kill people.
Yeah, guns don't kill people, people kill people.
Right, but you said kill people.
Yeah, exactly. You understand what I meant. In any case, and someone made that same comparison on Twitter, and what they said is that why is it a problem if North Korea has nukes? Nukes don't kill people. People kill people. And there were legitimately people saying that, well, the only reason it's bad for Kim Jong-un to have a nuke is because Kim Jong-un is crazy. If it was somebody respectable, it wouldn't be a big deal.
But, that hurts.
It hurts a lot, Nathan. I could not believe that this was part of the argument that they were trying to make.
The only reason why that they didn't want him to have nukes was because it was him.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's perfectly fine for anyone to have nukes as long as they're not a bad person. It's perfectly fine for anyone to have guns as long as they're not a bad person. I'm like, do you have any idea how, ridiculous that sounds? That simple statement? And then, like, there was people in this particular case, because the shooter was, you know, a 19-year-old boy, they were, you know, talking about how, you know, this is all cause of, you know, the problems with people not raising their kids right, and people...
I hate that excuse.
It's
the pacification of America.
It's a generational thing when the Vegas shooter was, like, 64.
Everything's been happening in the last 30 years.
Yeah, the Las Vegas shooter would have been like 34 30 years ago. So...
Yeah, it's not an argument.
Like, just the sheer amount of, like... And the people like, well, we just need to arm all teachers. And I was like, that's not a good solution. That just leads to more dead people. Also, on top of that, I went to a school where the majority of the teachers were 60-year-old women or older.
Yeah, I would also like to point out, right, so stay with me, having armed the teachers, you then run the risk of a crazy kid stealing that gun from that teacher.
Yeah.
So, the risk of putting guns in these kids' hands even more.
Well, and also, like, I don't want to... Like, gun culture in America shouldn't be normalized so much. Like, your third grader should not be desensitized to guns because they are surrounded by them at school.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me either.
No, like, I mean, if you wanted to breed an entire culture purely around firearms, I guess. But,
that's
I mean...
pretty much what we've done.
At the same time,
we
like...
are to firearms as the Dothraki are to horses.
Well, and also, you know, like, one of the things, like, we should just have more, like, armed, like, you know, let's hire our veterans and retired police officers to be posted around, you know, schools and stuff like that. And I'm like, again, like, you're just setting this precedent for, like, it's going to happen, so we're going to respond to it in this fashion. Which, I mean, in every single instance of, like, a horrible militaristic nation, they have armed guards posted on, like, every corner. Like... I don't want to create a nation where we have guns on every corner for the sake of trying to stop other people with guns. Because all that does is that it's kind of like fighting fire with fire, which is not how you should do that.
No, you really shouldn't. There are some cases, though, that you do fight fire with controlled burns.
Yeah, that's different, though. That's when you're just letting it burn out, though.
Yeah.
Like... You're not actually trying to throw fire at it in hopes that the other fire dies.
That would be like trying to let the shooter finish shooting before doing anything.
I mean, if you just let him run out of bullets, then he can't shoot anybody anymore, right?
Yeah, then it'll be fine.
Yeah, perfectly fine. In any case, thank you to this group, this Islamic group, for trying to raise as much funds as they can in order to support the families of those that have been lost and those that are still fighting for their lives.
1.
Thank you.
Top United States officials tell the world to ignore Trump's tweets.
Not a Nazi to our world news.
It's not a not C.
Yeah, Nazi.
Vivi says, random question, would the teachers have to go through a background check as well to get the guns in their classrooms? I mean, probably, but the background check is useless anyway.
No, they just gotta wait 3 days.
Like, absolutely useless. Yeah, or they just wait 3 days. In any case, back onto this actual topic. So, you know, Trump is active on Twitter. And
that's an understatement.
Recently, H.R. McMaster, who I forget what his actual role is. Oh, he's the National Security Advisor. He went to the Munich Security Conference, which is a worldwide conference in regards to nationwide security on every level. And he was talking about, you know, the things involving just different security threats, basically, is the best way to think about it. He did also touch on the Russian tampering of the 2016 election. You know, cybersecurity is more important than ever and all these things. And after he got done, Trump tweeted out saying that McMaster forgot to tell the Munich Security Conference that the 2016 election wasn't directly affected by the Russian interference. So basically, the result was not because of Russia, is what he was trying to get at.
Right.
Which the United States Intelligence Agency said they cannot confirm that and will never be able to determine whether Russia's involvement actually swung the election towards Trump or not.
Yeah, because that comes down to interviewing people on a psychological level.
But beyond that, the thing that both McMaster and several other people in high up ranking areas of the United States government have said is like, please just ignore Trump. Especially because one of the things that he's been talking about is how he doesn't want to work with the European Union and the European nations on things like defense and things like that, and how foreign policy under the Trump administration is going to change. But a large number of U.S. lawmakers and top national security officials have said, no, we intend to follow through with foreign policy the same way that we are going to. Trump doesn't...
Same way that we tried to have been.
Well, yeah, and they also, made the assurance that Trump solely doesn't have the power to completely change their involvement in foreign policy. So, they've asked him just try to ignore his tweets, which is really an awkward thing ultimately to try and say to, ignore the President of the United States tweets. Like, that's ridiculous.
It sounds like you literally put a crazy man on the seat and then is, like, barely giving him enough power.
Well, and even even on both sides of the aisle, it's been going on. Like there was Lindsey Graham, a Republican from South Carolina, was speaking on a panel on Friday, and he was asked about the Trump's attack on the failure of Europe to spend 2% of its economic output on defense. Because that's been one of Trump's big talking points throughout his entire campaign and his presidency is how much the United States wastes on defense. Which is funny since the defense budget got inflated again this year, but that's neither here nor there. And Graham's response was, I want them to get to 2% so that Trump will be quiet.
Damn. That's awesome.
A lot of what Trump, a lot of the things I see from Trump is kind of like a child throwing a tantrum until they get their way.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Like, he is a very large man-child that just, like... And I still understand why people, sided with him because, one, Hillary Clinton is the devil, and two, they wanted a change in the government and in the administration, stuff like that. They wanted to see something different, and they got it. But at the same time, so man, is he a whiner.
That is literally a minor in a grown-up's body.
Like, he's such a baby sometimes.
All the time.
And he just wants to complain and play with his toys.
It isn't sometimes, it is all the time.
Like, I don't know. I don't know, Nathan. I do not know.
I don't know either.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit!
I could have done better without learning about this today.
That was the weirdest thing.
What was?
I just, smushed my eyeballs, but I felt one of them, release some air from behind it, and it was like a little eyeball fart.
That sounds painful and gross.
It was real weird.
In any case, I'm not going to read the whole thing because there's a lot of explanation that goes on in this, so I could have done better without learning about this today.
This is about Aerosmith. iReadit cast.
Wow, you broke up horribly there. Try one more time.
That's submitted by Aerosmith to our iReadit cast.
Oh my God, Nathan's a robot.
Hello?
Nathan, I like how you were afraid of the robot uprising when you're one of the pieces that starts it.
I am a cyborg.
You are a cyborg?
You are a robot.
In any case, so this is a story out of Kansas City, in which this was started before the shooting on Friday in Florida. There is a group of third graders that are selling raffle tickets for an AR-15 assault rifle.
Kansas.
I think it's Kansas. Let me double.
Kansas part of the South?
No, I'm sorry. It's in Missouri.
That's South, right?
That's still South, yeah. So they're selling off these raffle tickets to benefit their traveling baseball team. Now, that said, this is the exact form of rifle that was used in the Florida shooting in Parkland, Florida. And so the coach is receiving a large amount of criticism on this. Now, the coach has come out and said, like, we started this before the shooting was happening. It's really unfortunate, but we received a lot. While we received a lot of pushback on this, we've also received a lot of support. The person who wins the gun will still have to have a background check conducted, and it does go to a good cause of benefiting our baseball team.
I mean, as long as the background check actually goes through.
I guess. I mean, or it waits 3 days and then they're just handed it anyway.
Yeah, stupid fucking Charleston loophole. That needs to be addressed on a federal level.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that need to be addressed on a lot of levels, Nathan.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Hey, Nathan, though.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me.
Or Mr. In Time. What did you care about in the last 72 hours?
I found this guy on YouTube, and his YouTube channel is Insane in the Rain Music.
Okay.
And he does video game music, but jazz covers of it.
That sounds amazing. Insane in the Rain?
Insane in the Rain, yeah.
Okay.
And they're all fucking amazing. He has, like, my favorite Pokemon song is one, too. He's got Simple and Clean as one. He's got a bunch of Sonic covers.
I think you have actually been too quiet this whole recording now that I'm looking over at the audio levels.
I tried.
I don't know. I'll have it fixed tomorrow.
I'm real dead, you know.
Well, and not just that. Like, I unfortunately don't have my normal headphones, so things don't sound quite right in these big-ass bulky things that I'm wearing. And Jennifer was using them because they're technically hers, but I don't know where they ended up. So, yeah, I don't know. The Lion King live-action remake is cutting the classic song "Be Prepared" from the animated film.
This is submitted by Bunyip Pouch Tar Movies.
"Be Prepared" is the song that Scar sings in the caves with all of the hyenas and things like that. That song, while not one of the main four that are the songs that everybody loves and knows, it is one of the songs that has recently become more of a fan favorite, a cult classic, if you would.
A cult classic. Wow. Okay.
Well, I mean, there's some songs that aren't the songs that everyone thinks of and remembers when you mention a movie. That said, there are songs that have become extremely popular, even beyond that.
I enjoyed Be Prepared. I enjoyed it quite a bit, but I don't know if I'm too butthurt that it's not going to be in the movie.
Say, because like "Poor Unfortunate Souls" from The Little Mermaid, "Gaston" from Beauty and the Beast, these are songs that aren't like the main showpieces of those films, but have gotten a lot of popularity recently, and "Be Prepared" was one of them.
Sure. I can understand.
The songs that will be in the live action are "Can You Feel the Love Tonight," "Hakuna Matata," "I Can't Wait to Be King," and "Circle of Life." So
Those are the only ones?
those are the only ones.
Dumb. Whatever.
You know, like, depending on how it goes, though, I'll still take it over, like, what they did with, like, Jungle Book or Pete's Dragon.
I forgot Pete's Dragon was made again.
Yeah. So, in any case, I am more interested to see the live-action Lion King. I still haven't seen the live-action Beauty and the Beast, by the way. I don't super care. It was never one of my favorite Disney movies when I was growing up. I do like the Lion King a lot, though. So I'll be interested to see what happens there.
Do you also like Kimba the White Lion?
That doesn't ring a bell.
It is a Chinese story that the Lion King ripped off of.
Huh. I never heard of it.
It is called Kimba the White Lion.
I see that. Wow. And that's... Wow. Mm-hmm. Huh.
It's pretty bad.
Apparently, yeah, like, pretty friggin' blatant.
When the art director for Kingdom Hearts was trying to get Lion King to be put into it, he was talking about how he liked the Lion King a lot because he really, really enjoyed Kimba the White Lion.
Wow. Huh, crazy. Nathan, you ready to get out of here?
Yeah, I'm ready to go and die.
Okay, everybody, if the audio for today it was subpar, please let me know. I'll have it fixed tomorrow, I hope. In any case, though, everybody, if you would please consider supporting the show, patreon.com/dailyinternet. Follow and share the show to help us grow on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. All of those are at iRedditCast. Send us stories that you want us to talk about to our subreddit, which is our iRedditCast, or to our email, which is feedback.ireddit@gmail.com. And if you want to follow me on social media, I'm at Schwahn Michael, and Nathan is at Bimmenstein. That is it, everybody. That is your 432nd dose of the internet. I am Michael Schwahn.
What was it? Fuck, I forgot. Just in time.
Yep, you are just in time. Lee said Nathan was very low, could not hear him well. Okay, well, I apologize. I can fix that in post. I can't fix it in live. So if you want to go back and download and listen to the show on iTunes, Stitcher, or Google Play, you should be able to hear it better in those cases. But I will try to have that addressed and fixed tomorrow. All right, everybody. We already said the thing, so...
You make me sad.
Goodbye.
Bye.